My name is Erin Heerey, and I'm the PI of the Social Behavior Lab, which is in the Faculty of Social Science at Western University in the Department of Psychology. I'm a clinical psychologist by training, so I did my PhD in clinical psychology at the University of California, Berkeley, and have always had this interest in social behavior because it's a really sensitive indicator of when people have problems. So we look at, for example, how people exchange different kinds of social cues. And one of the domains that we focused on to date are smiles. So it turns out that when people smile, they often don't smile alone. If I give you a genuine smile, you'll often give me a genuine smile back. And if I give you a polite smile, you will often return a polite smile. And that's a really interesting process. How do we do this? We do this in, moment to moment time. In fact, when I was in graduate school, we did this on VHS. Now we can do this digitally. In fact, Noldus face reader has saved the day. It has massively shortened the timescale of the coding that we have to do. I think measuring behavior is critical moving forward. It's critical for understanding how we interact in the world. It's critical for understanding a lot of the social problems that arise in the world. How, for example, diseases like COVID spread from one person to another, and how misinformation spreads from one person to another. But for the research that I do, what we often do is we bring in people who don't know one another, and we bring them in groups. And we use round-robin designs, where it gives us the chance to have each person interact with each other member of their group. They're then brought to research rooms where they interact with their first interaction partner. So the VISO system records all of the interactions that happen. It starts and stops the cameras and allows us to control the cameras so that we can make sure we're focused on participants' faces, and that gives us a chance to run these interactions simultaneously without worrying about trying to start and stop cameras manually. And then we'll take our video files, and those get coded first through Noldus face reader, which will automatically code so muscle movements that people make when they smile, when they frown. The other element that Noldus gives us is a remote photoplasmography module, which allows us to capture, or at least to estimate, heart rate from video. And one of the things that we can do with the Noldus data that we can't do with our video data is we can put them online so that other researchers can look at them. We don't have to worry about people's images being online. We don't have to get permission for this. We only get permission then to put the anonymized data online, and that becomes a much easier process to make the data shareable in a way that I don't think has happened before with video data. Understanding social interactions requires a lot of data. And the more we can share those data, the more we can understand sort of people at, more diverse populations, right? People at different age groups, people in different scenarios, people in different countries. I think this is an open frontier in science, and I think we really need to spend more time with that behavior. So having a computer program, having an AI that can model people's faces and can model what they are doing, and Noldus face reader also, of course, gives you information about emotions that people have based on their facial expressions. We don't tend to use that as much. People don't tend to show a lot of canonical emotional expressions in normal face-to-face interaction. So one of the things that Noldus gives us is this chance to really decode faces in a way that is free of our human biases. And as machine learning and deep learning, as those techniques and tools advance, so too will the automated analysis of facial behavior.